次は青とです。
I came to Japan in October and I've been making tiny diary videos about days I've had and things I love in Tokyo since then. But I thought, why not just make one big video that's a bit like that for the rest of my time here? I'm here for 3 months in total because that's the legal limit for me as a tourist, and so this video details roughly the second half of that. We begin with November. We begin with egg. Thursday, November 30th. Egg salad. I got a 7-Eleven egg salad today. The salads and noodle salad selections they have there are really, really good. The sauces, delicious, vibrant. The eggs, perfect, light, yellow. I ate the eggs, and I drew a woman holding a small glowing dog. I've been working out on Ring Fit for Nintendo Switch recently. It's a game where you can pull a ring to do stuff. This is gaming, old folks. You wouldn't get it, but it's delicious. I'm getting strong. Friday, December 1st. Cock clock. That's hard to say. Cock clock. Today I went to the Tokyo Museum of History and Science. It felt small and almost deserted, even though there was a large group of school kids going in with me, even though there's a huge whale outside. But I liked the calm, slightly ghostly atmosphere. I like these incredible shiny beetles, and this interactive display where you can press buttons to hear the dark screams of the insects. What's up with cicadas anyway? Like, are you guys okay? Can I help you? Or I like this cockerel, and it seems especially true that when you can't read that much of a museum's infotext, a museum is about images. Just seeing some strange, beautiful thing. The red and purple shells, the crabs, the ammonites. The world is a dark place filled with skeletons of things we don't understand. And frogs. The gift shop featured a startling dinosaur onigiri, but I got my own non-dinosaur onigiri in the museum cafe with an actually quite decadent and exciting matcha latte. It had ice cream mochi on top. I wasn't prepared for that. And after this, big gyoza, the only choice. Saturday, December 2nd. Didn't do nothing. All I did today was work and look at these tiny little computers for babies and big camera. They're cute, and for that reason alone, I want one. Sunday, December 3rd. Waffle day. Today I met up with friends in Shimokitazawa. We had waffles together and looked at the vintage shops in the area. I even met my favorite celebrity, the letter R. By the way, happy every day with the dog. It was such a nice day. We went to Village Vanguard where I saw Ugly Baby, these beautiful versions of Tom and Jerry, and a small Gru. Look at that man. And I also got this very cute book about kanji. Look, there's a little dog having a pee. Then we watched Unico in the Island of Magic together, and I gotta tell you, I like when Unico gets punished. Incredible movie. Tuesday, December 5th. Bibimbap. That's all. Wednesday, December 6th. Today I went to the arcade and shot zombies with a big gun. Who did I find there? This very large Kirby. Good day to you, sir. Thursday, December 7th. Peach buns. They don't have peach inside them, they have red bean paste inside them. And I am the world's #1 red bean paste fan. Friday, December 8th. Big capybara. I went to Tobu Train Museum in the morning. The entry fee is only 200 yen, and the museum is way bigger than I could ever have expected. It is a train bonanza. They have 1 million trains here, they have some cool railway models, they have train standees that you can take pictures with, you know, as if you're on a train, which is really funny because you can also just go on several actual trains, snap some pics in the real trains, or, you know, just go to the standee. I don't know. Do both. You can do anything. The museum also has a viewing platform where you can watch the wheels of active trains as they go by, and of course, you can buy Beyblade here, if you want to. There is also some very good music playing in the museum, and of course, there's Hello Kitty in some Tobu uniforms. My god, she looks stylish. After seeing everything in there, I went to Cafe Capybara. This is a cafe where you can sit with 2 chilled out capybaras. The coffee was really good, and the capybaras were very respectable. One of them had chosen a resting spot right beside me as soon as I came in, and I think I personally would be in good spirits if I was surrounded by cuddly toy versions of myself. That's the optimal environment for any creature's psyche. I love the capybaras, they love me, and it was a beautiful day. 9th, 10th, 11th. Girl, it was time to rewatch BBC Pride and Prejudice. I felt the bubbling within me. Colin Firth is not real, and yet I did draw him. A small-legged version of him, that is. And maybe I'm channeling Kate Beaton's legendary P&P comics, some of the greatest art ever made, but the thing to know is that I'm changed. I'm different. I'm harmed, in fact, most prominently by Bingley's mad blue-eyed stare. I don't remember that, but it's a bit scary. Close those eyes, sir. As a result of this monumental decision, I'm I'm frantically reading Jane Austen's Wikipedia right now and thinking about all the classics I have never read. The only Austen novel I've read other than Pride and Prejudice is Sense and Sensibility, which I apparently didn't like that much. But I've never read Emma, I've never read Mansfield Park. I need to get Janed. Now. I also had a dream about a hook going through me. What does this mean? 12th. Wonka. I slept until 11 this morning, so that's something to fix soon, but before that, this is Wonka Day. The best day of my life. This is what a human being truly needs to reset themselves. Let's go, baby. Wonkle. It was actually so good. Guys, I am a Wonka stan now. If you had pitched this movie to me as Johnson from Peep Show will sing an evil song to Keegan-Michael Key policeman about how he should absolutely indulge in eating more chocolate, I would have said, oh, this'll be a good movie. As it is, it was a nice surprise. Wonka is fine. Wonkheads, rise up now. Wednesday, 13th of December. Today I must rest after so much Wonka, but resting is half studying. I study Japanese currently for about 2 hours a day. This means doing all my Anki kanji reviews, as you see me doing here, and optimally half a unit of Duolingo. I recognize most of the kanji I see around me now, but I need more. I need to guzzle them. I also decided today was a good day to fill in some pages of my diary. I've been keeping kind of half scrapbook, half diary, half little sketchbook thingy, and it's really nice. Thursday, December 14th. Today was a restful day, a nothing day. I saw a painting that sort of looks like me. I got a green tea highball and a massive bowl of soba. Simple, beautiful things. Here are some drawings I made recently. I want to do more textural and strange things. Thoughtful, mysterious landscapes, objects with minds. Friday, December 15th. Snoopy. Today I found him. I went to the Snoopy Museum in Machida. In its surroundings you can see that the Christmas spirit is engulfing us all. The glowing lights, the red leaves, the Christmas trees, traditionally covered in Snoopies. In and around the museum there are obscene amounts of Snoopy statues and standees, but nothing quite prepares you for the big Snoopy room. There he is. Oh my god. Oh my god. He's big. I thought the museum leaned a bit too far away from truly being a museum and having history and artifacts to show you and stuff. A lot of rooms just described a character and showed you a comic, and it's like, okay, I know that. I've already seen the comic. However, I really liked seeing all of these Peanuts-related toys from different decades. Their varied, bootleggy qualities are really good. Seeing any weird-looking Snoopy really makes me smile. He is not supposed to look like that, I think, but he is. He did. The world is ever-changing, and that Snoopy is as real as this Snoopy. The gift shop was, shockingly, also filled with Snoopies. Their immense presence is more comforting than almost anything, and I also had a milkshake in the cafe nearby that vaguely looked like Charlie Brown. What if Charlie Brown was a milkshake, they said, and they came up with this. It's good to see that milkshake artistry is alive and well. There's also a Sean cafe in this area, and seeing these gorgeous treats was overwhelming for me. Sean the Sheep Milkshake, you are so cute. I just want to crush you. Lastly, I finished a book called The Lonely Castle in the Mirror today. It was a strange read, interestingly childlike and sad and sweet, and I like how empty the protagonist felt, like even thinking was too agonizing for her. Here are some notes I made while reading. Pretty good. Saturday, December 16th. Today I saw a window full of Winnie the Poohs. What do they dream of? What do they gaze upon? Sunday, December 17th. That pointy thing. I went over to Tokyo Tower to give it a little kiss as the sun set, and stopped over at Zojoji Temple nearby where there is a lovely garden of statues. These represent stillborn and miscarried children and wear little red caps to keep them warm. There was a service at the temple when I got there, so I sat and listened to the monks chanting for about 10 minutes, and honestly it's so viscerally relaxing. The thick incense in the air combined with the restful droning sound of their chanting is genuinely a pretty incredible experience. Buddhists know what they're doing, I think. And then sushi. Monday, December 18th. I have become too sleepy. I don't know what it is that happens to me on days like these, but I felt so tired and sluggish all day, so I lay in bed a lot and looked at images of flags from the Bayeux Tapestry. Harold Godwinson was cooking with these flags. Why are they shaped like dragons? Tuesday, December 19th. Oh, was I in the sleepy zone? Was I in the sleepy zone again? You caught me. Wednesday, December 20th. Today I was supposed to go on this Ferris wheel, but when I was there it was not turning, so instead I went to see Wish, a powerful movie about how everyone has a little ball inside them, and that's beautiful. I thought it was okay, if sort of ugly and rushed and odd, but never mind that, because I also went to the Rainforest Cafe. This is a shock to the senses. There are fish, there are lightning strikes, there is an ape, Santa, there is everything I want while I'm eating. I had a very large chocolate volcano, and you know, that's what's beautiful, that's what's delicious. 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. These are days of great rest. These are Christmas days. They are between me and Santa. Wednesday, December 27th. I wanted to go to a museum at Aoto today, but they were all closed, so I had a chocolate milk coffee, a precious coffee moment, and looked at these sculptures instead. Ooh, what is that? Thursday, December 28th. As the new year is coming, I'm thinking about some goals to have for the new year, and I figure at my current rate, I should be able to roughly finish the Japanese Duolingo course sometime in the next 6 months, so that's one fun goal. And otherwise, I've been enjoying reading a lot lately, and I've been thinking about what I want to read most next. In 2023, I have read 28 books so far, and I'll hopefully finish another 2 to make it around gorgeous 30 by the time 2024 hits. These 2 are Unruly by David Mitchell and Bloodlines by Claudia Gray. It's a Star Wars book. It's about Princess Leia doing some stuff, okay? She does a lot of things. I joined a classics read-along group on Goodreads, and so I'm going to try and read the 12 classics listed here that I haven't read yet, and I'm going to make a list of maybe 10 to 15 poetry books to read too. That and the 4 Jane Austen novels I haven't read, and I will be more than set. The new year is a fun opportunity in every possible way, yet imagining all the books I can read is easily the most satisfying thing to think about. In a way, language learning goals feel fake to me. I'm not sure why. Maybe because it can't be measured so perfectly, but I'll do what I can. Here's a comic anyway. December 29th and 30th, I literally didn't do anything. Actually lie, I drew these images. Here's a draft of this one, and I had sushi. Yum. Sunday, December 31st. Today I went to Oshiage Skytree. That's this big tall guy, and I went inside him. Wow, so exciting, so Christmassy, big landmark. Here he is. It has this beautiful mascot girl. But no, this is actually the worst landmark in the world. The crowd management is really terrible. Queue to get shoved into a crowded lift, and then once you get up to the viewing deck, it's super crowded and hard to find a spot by the window. So far so normal for a big landmark tower like this, but then the structure of the place makes it so that you can't go down, you can't leave without being trapped in a huge, densely packed crowd for some reason. Also, you can't get a reservation for the cafe, so you can't do nothing. There's a glass floor, there's lots of signs that say glass floor leading up to it, and then it turns out that in the entire glass floor area, you will be stuffed tightly against 100 other people. So maybe you can look down and see a few inches of the glass when you're standing on it, but it really sucks. Here are some negative reviews. Eric Cartman didn't like it. To go downstairs and get out, we had to stand in line for 2 hours in a narrow, stuffy room. Terrible organization. The whole impression is ruined. It might be less crowded on weekdays, but on weekends it was hell. Busy, unorganized, hot, overall very disappointed. Worst observation deck that I have ever experienced. Do you love standing in multiple lines and wasting hours of your life? Then the Skytree is for you. Worst experience in my life. They are disorganized as hell. You don't need to face this during this existence. Anyway, lesson learned. Don't go up in there. I got to a squat milestone on Ring Fit, so that was pretty special. And I decided to start a new playthrough of Skyrim today. I've been thinking about doing this for ages, and I can no longer resist the call of the stock. He needs me. January 1st. Welcome to 2024. I started my first book of the year, which is Perfume: The Story of a Murderer by Patrick Suskind. And I immediately liked the style of writing a lot. Very readable, very luscious, but I'm only 3 chapters in, so who knows? Maybe I'll hate it. I also watched Planet of the Apes, and oh my god, guys, have you seen this movie? Have you seen the Ape movie? This movie is so transcendent, I can hardly believe it. Genuinely one of the best films ever made. I love the fucked up religious apes. I love Charlton Heston's maniacal moments. Rod Serling was one of the screenwriters on this, and you can really feel it. Good stuff. Love those rubbery ape kisses too. God damn. Tuesday, January 2nd. Okay, so possibly my favorite chain restaurant in Japan is Torikizoku. It's a chicken-focused place, it's a yakitori heaven, and they have really nice seasonal items like these cheesy winter spring rolls. Crispy. Wednesday, January 3rd. Today I went to the Ghibli Museum in Mitaka, and it is a dream. It's so good. You're not allowed to take pictures inside, but it has a really beautiful zoetrope room. It has these lavishly decorated officey rooms that explain the process of animation, and you get to see an exclusive short film. The one I saw was Borrow the Caterpillar, and it was just so great. This is the little guy himself, and I love him. I need him. I also had a hot dog, a classic Studio Ghibli hot dog, and just had a good time. The ticketing system, unfortunately, is a nightmare, but if you can go, I highly recommend it. I'm actually mad that they have a bunch of shorts you can only see at this museum. Some of them are 20 years old. It's time to show them to me. It's time to let me see them. There's also a nearby park that's really nice with a zoo and a temple, and this sign that lets you know that if you feed the wildlife any breads, they will be very upset. I got a Borrow the Caterpillar pin, by the way. Super necessary. Please look at him. I love him so much. He's just a good guy. Thursday, January 4th. After going to the Ghibli Museum, I looked up what Ghibli films I hadn't seen before, and this one, it's called The Red Turtle. It's a Belgian film that had little involvement from Studio Ghibli. You can tell that because it's not very good. This guy makes love to a turtle on the beach. It's wrong. And then that's what I did today. I learned about the red turtle, and I regret my choices. Friday, January 5th. Today I went to Sumida Aquarium. This is right by the Oshiage Skytree, but it's good. It's very jellyfish focused and atmospheric and beautiful and blue. It has eels. It has the most friendly pufferfish I've ever seen in my life. I really like this eel illustration they had on some of the gift shop merch too. And look at these cute little penguins. I swear, any kind of museum or aquarium or theme park or whatever is really just a front for the gift shop. The gift shop is everything. Buying stuff is the true event. Anyway, I didn't buy anything. I just looked at the penguins and the fish and then gazed lovingly at the Kirby Cafe on the way out. It looks very cute, and of course I stood admiringly next to Kirby, but it was sushi time for me. Saturday, January 6th. There's a local place that serves gyoza in one big attached block, and that really makes me happy. Sunday, January 7th. My mission for today was to finish a book. It's 7 days into the year. It's time to get serious. And so I actually started and finished Richard Seiken's Crush in an hour or so. Poetry books are the way to cheat. It's a book of lush, delicate, and somewhat violent poetry that I really loved. Its expression of the particular sensual violence of sexuality and relationships from a sort of earthy, toothy, bloody perspective is really wonderfully done, and it veers subtly into the fantastical, but really satisfying, heavenly little gut punches. It hurts. It's good. Just look at the cover also. That's a Tumblr image if I ever saw one. I also drew a rat. Perfect day. Monday, January 8th. Today I went to Tokyo's Museum of Contemporary Art. I wasn't that impressed with the exhibitions. The first one had some interesting highlights like this empty lit up room that oscillated between red and green, and this display of bank cards with different characters on them. I would like to obtain the Naughty Bears one, please. In another room though, I saw an exhibition dedicated to digital communications, and in particular lots of virtual reality stuff with a focus on things that were utilised in interesting ways during lockdowns. That's an interesting idea, but it felt so weird and stilted and half-baked. Nippon TV had set up something called an Imaginarium, which meant that some poor museum employee had to awkwardly strap a VR headset to me so I could walk around an empty room. Not too good. It was a very corporate-feeling space, and you can bet that there were ugly NFTs going on. Love to see it. Eventually, I did end up seeing some cool contemporary art, like this doggy painting, and this really cool flickering number wall that cast an intense red glow over the room. But it was a bit dampened by the sort of thoughtless energy of the museum as a whole. But the best art came next, a big piece of tuna for me. Tuesday, January 9th. I woke up late and languished like a worm. However, this worm loves to study her little worm language, so here I am chipping away at my kanji. I'm incorporating a bit more from the vocab deck at this stage, just because I've learned a good amount of kanji, and it makes sense to me to focus more on building the vocab on top of that. Wow, very cool. That said, I see about 10 new kanji cards a day, and 10 new vocab cards a day, so it's split nice and evenly between the two, and it's fun to learn new words. I also found a shared Anki deck of Japanese food words, and I'm trying that out since restaurants can be pretty confusing, and it's really interesting to hear more about foods I haven't had or seen as much as like 5,000 gunkameki. Wednesday, January 10th. Today I saw an obscenely large ad for a Godzilla burger. I like the art here. This is very powerful. Just makes you think. I also drew these images, so please enjoy them. They are yours now. Thursday, January 11th. One thing I will miss deeply when I leave Japan is my dear sweet 7-Eleven. Here are some of the treats on offer, the treats of the day. I filmed them because I know I'll need to look at this footage later. Give me all the treats, please. Friday, January 12th. Today I went over to Edogawa, just across the border in Chiba, essentially by accident, and I ended up visiting this old house in a pretty park. The weather was good, the vibes were high. In the house, Kuichi Gallery, 2 ladies followed me around, kind of too close actually, but it's okay. And we talked in and out of Japanese for maybe 15 minutes. It was pretty great. Like, I was like, oh, I can kind of speak this language. What's going on? The autumn leaves in the garden were really beautiful, and I walked along the river, saw the fountain of ladies awaiting me, looked at the flowers, just had a good time. My little stinky. Saturday, January 13th. I went over to Don Quixote today and nabbed this shirt with a fun kind of paintbrush pattern. I really like that. On the way home it started pulsing down with sleet, super cold, super wet, too scary for me. And then for dinner I went to my highly esteemed local sushi restaurant. I am always so excited to go there because the people who run it are the best. The sushi chef is just so sweet and nice. And this time around they gave me a 2024 Happy New Year towel as a gift, and I'm going to treasure it so much. This is the perfect object. So happy. I also drank some lady boba. Yum, just for the ladies. Sunday, January 14th. Today's my last full day in Japan, so I walked over to a nearby shrine because I needed to see ponies. You know how it is. When you get that pony urge, you gotta see ponies. The shrine over here has some, and this was one of the very first places I went to when I first got here, so that was really nice. I also spent time packing and did a little bit of journaling. It's a sentimental day, and I have a lot of Cinnamoroll stickers to use, I thought, so there you go. Ponies, Cinnamorolls, what other kind of creatures even are there? Monday, January 15th. And that's it, I gotta go. My flight was fairly early, so I left for the airport around 6:30 a.m. and resigned myself to the incredible test that we like to call a 14-hour flight. Here are all the movies I watched on the flight. Flights really allow me to bulk up my Letterboxd profile with nonsense, so I'm thankful for that. It has been a beautiful time in Japan. My Japanese has definitely improved, steadily, slowly, and I will simply have to come back and wrestle Godzilla down to the ground. Not many people can sense my truth strength, but when I take Godzilla down, they'll finally have to know. Anyway, back to Greg's I go. Have a beautiful new year.
This 電車は普通京成上野行きです。